Hello, and welcome back to the BioVital Way. In today's episode, we get the opportunity to hear Amy's own health journey. Her story truly is inspiring, and she just has the warmest soul with the purpose of helping as many people as she can. She really is amazing and just has so much knowledge and wisdom to share, and we just cannot wait for you to hear this episode. As always, thank you so much for listening and supporting. It really does mean more than you will ever know. Also, be sure to check the show notes for ways we can connect to help and hear your own health journey. We're just so excited to meet you. Enjoy today's episode. Talk soon.
I'm so excited for this conversation.
It's an important topic.
It's so important. And go ahead.
Everyone always asks,
Yes.
Amy, what's your health journey? How'd you get here?
Yeah.
What did you struggle with?
Yeah. So, Amy, let's start from pre your health awakening. What was your life like before you got into all of this?
In my 20s, I definitely abused my body. I spent my whole 20s abusing my body. At one point, I was doing a raw food diet, not eating any fats, any protein, because beans have always not worked with my digestive system. So I was like, I'm just going to eat kale. And then my period stopped for 9 months and I was not pregnant or dating anyone. And then I went to the doctor and I was like, hey, I haven't had a period. My body weight was 10 pounds what it is now. And to activate my period to come back, my cycle, they gave me hormones, which then caused me to go through a second puberty. And my face broke out like volcanoes, the big cystic all over. Yeah. And so then I marched back to the doctor and I'm like, look at my face. I'm in my early 20s and as if we don't have enough self-esteem problems to begin with, then add this second puberty. So then I had my hair down like this all the time. And, that didn't help the acne for sure. But to fight the acne, then I was on Accutane.
Of course. You gotta just pound it all in.
Hey, why not? And then I was like, wow, you have to monitor my liver enzymes monthly? I guess this is safe because they're monitoring me. Little did I know, so toxic. Anyway, so fought with digestive problems, had a really poor diet, especially when I was in college. I worked at a restaurant, so I lived off garlic rolls and pasta. I worked in an Italian restaurant, chips and salsa. I mean, we're being honest here.
It's true.
And then I couldn't stand it anymore. My stomach was so upset constantly. I struggled with depression, anxiety, digestive problems. My skin, just was constantly fluctuating.
Yeah.
Breakouts, not breakouts. And then I just kind of had an awakening wait a minute. I'm going to repair my own gut and I'm going to eat what works with my body and I'm going to listen to that. So it was this whole intuitive sense. And
I was going to ask you, was there something that triggered that or was it more something from within you?
When I was in my late 20s, I had a stomach thing. So I actually went to the emergency room. I had a severe abdominal pain. I thought it was my appendix. And I got a CT scan. I went to the emergency room at the hospital that I worked at. So I was a nurse at this point. So maybe super early 30s. And CT scan showed inflammation. Well, my dad had Crohn's disease. So then I was super paranoid that I had Crohn's disease. And then they're like, okay, we're going to put you on a round of antibiotics. Yay.
Here we go again.
and then have you do a colonoscopy. And I took the antibiotics because that's what I thought I had to do. And I was a nurse and I was like, I'm, sick and I want to feel better. And I did a colonoscopy and they found inflammation inside my gut. And they wanted to put me on budesonide, which is a GI medication. It's a steroid for 6 months or something. And I was like,
gosh.
Absolutely not. And so then I dove down the rabbit hole of grains and irritants. And so then I healed my gut naturally.
It's amazing.
And skin cleared up.
Yeah.
Oh, mental health improved significantly.
And that was mainly from like nutrition changes in those early days.
100% diet.
Yeah.
100%.
That's amazing.
Yep.
And then from there, did it just kind of snowball?
Yeah. I mean, once you start going down a certain path, then you find like, oh, there's other toxins that I should probably avoid. Aluminum deodorant, you know, discovering. And I think that intuitive eating is really huge for me. So I rely on the feedback. So I'll eat something. Oh, did this work for me or did this not work for me? Right? Am I going to eat a plate of gluten-free waffles, which I tried? Gluten-free waffles. Oh, it's gluten-free, so it must be healthy for me. And really, in 2 hours, I need a nap. I'm like fatigued all day long, the spike in blood sugar, dysregulation, swelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so I know that doesn't work for me.
I love that. It sounds like your whole journey has been very intuitive. Like you had something within you that said, I'm not going to take this medication. I'm going to explore something else.
I believe we have this innate wisdom and our body will tell us what works for us and what doesn't, but we need to listen to it.
Yeah.
And for so long, I didn't listen to it. And now I'm on the path.
Yeah.
You know, when I worked in the GI clinic, I had patients that would come in with constipation. And I would just pull them aside, like, what's your diet like? Have you tried watermelon, like hydrating foods for you? Oh, no, I eat like white bread bologna sandwiches. And, you know, and I'm like, hey, start like empowering patients. Start listening.
Yeah.
What works for you, what doesn't?
Yeah. How was it for you being trained traditionally as a nurse and then having this awakening around maybe an alternative view of health and like implementing it in your life? How did that feel? Still being a nurse and knowing that information?
I think that everyone goes into medicine or healthcare with good intentions. Like I really wanted to help people and I knew that I didn't really want to work with like too sick patients, even though I ended up in the ICU, which is very ironic. But I was like, I'm going to do ortho. I'm going to help the little old lady with the broken hip get out of bed. And really I was like, oh no, now we're making the little old lady addicted to pain meds. And we're constipating her.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah, and we're giving her PPIs and other stuff, protein pump inhibitors, which is antacids that she doesn't need.
Which makes it worse.
Just all these. So yeah, I had this epiphany. I can't do it anymore. But being trained, I think, was really helpful. Like there are these options, and sometimes people do want the fast track, pop a pill, help me, you know, with indigestion or whatever symptom.
Yeah, take it away.
But why is the symptom there?
Exactly.
That's where I got really curious in my career.
Yeah.
Why is this happening?
And then you made a shift in your career. Tell us about that shift into jumping into holistic health full time.
After healing my gut, clearing up my skin, helping with my own depression and anxiety and just mental health all around, I would always encourage patients to make the best choice for themselves. So I was always on the holistic side anyways. Like, what do you do for self-care? That was my favorite question. Right before I put an IV, what do you do for self-care? And they'd be like, oh my gosh, I ride my bike, you know, like get it over with. And I'm like, oh, you know, just kind of making them curious.
Yeah.
So I feel like I have always been on the holistic side of healthcare. It's just now my workplace really encourages it.
Now we want you to do it more.
No, they're like, do it. Because before it was like, try some watermelon.
And now you shout it.
Right. And now I'm like, yeah.
There's no holding back anymore.
No, this is woo. Yeah, it's really empowering.
Yeah. And then kind of into like the last few years of your health journey, you know, you're not in your 20s anymore. What have been the new things that you've discovered or how have you deepened your health?
So I have had children and during my pregnancies, we discovered that I had low platelets. And so they're monitoring me every month. I'd go in and they'd be like, oh, 117. They wanted my platelets over 150. It was like in the 110s, 105, I think was the lowest it got down to. I did blood work with you here in our clinic and my platelets were low. My electrolytes were all off. My inflammatory markers were high. White blood cells were low.
Eosinophils.
Oh my gosh, my iron was in the...
That's right.
Yeah, in the toilet. I was like, wow. So I started making lifestyle changes after I got my blood work done.
Yeah.
Which just include no extreme intermittent fasting, which I didn't do it for any reason other than pure laziness. So now, like, before I go to hot yoga, I pop like a kiwi or a date or whatever it is, just to have some blood sugar, so that way I can break my fast in a productive way, especially when exercising.
Yes.
I added red meat to my diet, which I think has been the most powerful thing that I did. I gained muscle, plus my fatigue. You know, I'm almost to middle age.
No one would know.
But yeah, my energy level is a lot higher. My stamina. I'll go to yoga before work, and then after work, if I'm lucky, I get to go on a hike, which I could have never done before, adding meat to my diet.
Yes.
Yeah, just focusing on my overall nutrition, plus doing the protocol.
Yeah, we made a protocol for you.
Parasites.
Yep.
Passed them.
Tell us about what you saw.
Well, it's crazy because whenever a worm comes out of you, you're just like standing over the toilet like, are you, like, you know, and I had to take a picture and send it to you.
I remember that. I remember looking at my phone.
Who do you share that information with?
Yeah. I think I was in Dallas that weekend, and I remember sitting next to Kristen. And I was like, look at this parasite Amy just sent me. We were celebrating on text.
But that's what our patients love about us, because they're like, I can't talk about this with anybody else. And I'm like, show me. I get it.
We've been there.
Right.
Yeah. And how did you feel after you passed the parasite?
Man, talk about like, woo.
Yeah. Huge upgrade.
Huge upgrade. Because I would get tired the day before. I knew that my body was killing it off, or I was going to pass it through. And then the next day, pass parasite, and then like, you know, like it's kind of invigorating.
It is. You feel like a new version of yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
You're like, that thing was bogging me down.
Yes. Goodbye. Flush it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I love about your journey is how you just keep deepening. So like you had this health awakening early on, and you continuously are learning new things, implementing new things. And like even the parasite experience, like you were like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go down that rabbit hole.
Let's do it.
And just keep, you know, that's the whole point of health. Like we don't have this end destination. Like we just keep going down the path.
And it's not like out of a place of paranoia either. Like my body's healthy and strong, and I know it.
Yes.
But if I can help age gracefully or like improve my vitality, that's what keeps me going. That's what really motivates me, is like, I know I'm going to feel better.
Yes.
And that's how I eat.
Yeah.
I eat based, is this going to make me feel good or bad? If it makes me feel bad, I'm going to make that conscious decision. Oh, I'm going to have ice cream or whatever treat it is, half a box of gluten-free cookies, whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Consciously.
Like, I'm consciously making that decision.
Yes. Yeah, because you have all the knowledge. Like you're empowered to know how things are going to affect you. You're super in tune with your body.
Yep.
So now you're in charge again.
Live my life and having fun.
I love that. So now where we're at now, how do you feel like now in your 40s, which is crazy? A lot of people don't know that. You look like you're in your like early 30s. How do you feel now compared to how you felt in your 20s?
Thriving. When I look back, even 1-2 years ago, I just felt really frail, fragile. And now I am so much stronger physically, emotionally, mentally, all of it.
Yeah, I can see that in you. Like, I swear you get healthier every week.
Like glowing.
We're upgrading.
I know. We're upgrading. Bring it.
Bring it.
And I don't want to live forever. That's not my goal.
Yeah.
I just want to live like my best life today.
Yes. I love that, Amy. Anything that you would share to maybe someone who's like in the middle of their health struggle right now? For you being someone who's like, I don't want to say on the other side, but you're just at like a very healthy, stable place in your life. What would you say to that person?
I would say there's options. And don't start something if you're not going to commit to it, because that's a huge thing. Like, and you have to have faith that it's going to work, that your body needs this, and you know that it's good for you.
I love that.
But listen to yourself. Don't listen to me. I'm not a guru on health. I do infusions and colonics.
Yes.
But
become your own guru.
Become your own guru. Become your own health guru. Don't do
good.
things just because you're told to. It needs to sit.
Mic drop.
Nice.